Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In case you haven't seen my introduction video, my name is Amber Vine, I'm 29 years old and I've just recently become a new mum to a beautiful baby girl called Poppy, and I used YouTube throughout my pregnancy, looking up helpful videos on things that I was experiencing, through my labour when I was expecting to go into labour any day, and then now even still it's a great asset for being a new mum. So I wanted to start my channel mostly just to help others in case you're experiencing the same things that I did. I learned a lot of things like with pelvic girdle pains and things, and I'd like to see if I can help anybody else who was in the same position as me. So that's a bit about me and what my channel is about, so feel free to check out the other videos if there's anything that you're looking for specifically, or just drop me a message and see if there's anything that I can help with. So this video is going right back to the start of things to do with getting pregnant. So I'm a very organised person, I like to know what's going on where and when, and I found, like a lot of other people out there probably, that getting pregnant isn't always as easy for everyone as you expect. I mean, everybody hears about that girl in school who had a one night stand and got pregnant by accident, and you just assume from then, if you're like me, that the first time you do it without a Johnny on, then you're going to get pregnant. So obviously when me and my husband, well, he was my fiance at the time, when we first started trying, we were really kind of shocked when it didn't happen straight away. So we had this great dream where we were going to start trying. So originally I told him that I wanted to be married before we had a baby, and 3 months later he popped the question, and he's got so many siblings. I always knew that he wanted a big family, but when I said that and then he proposed, I was like, oh, maybe he wants a family very soon, which was great because I did too. But obviously it was important to me personally that I wanted to get married first, and that's mostly just so that I could have the same surname as my children and the extra security and everything that comes with marriage. So we started trying 3 months before the wedding, because we thought, oh yeah, we'll get pregnant straight away and we'll be able to be a really cute couple down the end of the aisle with all of our friends and family there, and then by then we'd be 12 weeks pregnant and we can turn around and show everyone a picture and be like, oh, now we're married and we've got a baby on the way. And it was a really wonderful idea, but it didn't happen. It took us over 7 months of trying to get pregnant, and we weren't tracking it. We weren't tracking my ovulation days. We weren't trying really hard on the important times of the month where you're more likely to conceive, basically. And I didn't really think that that would make much of a difference, and it was 7 months down the line that I was like, okay, maybe it does make a difference, maybe it has a massive effect. And because we were doing it enough, we thought, and we thought that we'd just get pregnant. And then it was 6 months down the line, I thought, right, next month I'll work out the ovulation dates and everything, and then we will do it on the highly likely days to get pregnant. And it worked. We got pregnant, and unfortunately that pregnancy was not successful in the end. I'm going to probably do a video on that, although it's a really difficult subject to talk about for myself. But it's something that if other people, 1 in 10,000 people, experience what we experienced with our first pregnancy. It's called a full molar pregnancy, and it's about well, obviously I can't speak because I've never had a miscarriage, thankfully, but I feel like that was 10 times worse, and it even put us off potentially trying again after all the health issues it caused. So anyway, I'll do a whole video on that in case there's anybody that I can add benefit to in that aspect. But unsuccessful, and then we had to wait a year minimum before we started trying again, and even up to the year we still weren't sure whether we did want to try again, whether we wanted to risk going through that again. And then we were on holiday celebrating our wedding anniversary, and I don't know if it's because of how much I was drinking, all inclusive, you know how it goes, but I missed my period, and it was the last day of the honeymoon, I was saying, oh, could we be pregnant again? Like, it took out all the stress of like tracking your ovulation and everything, so it could have happened. We both got really excited, and we were looking forward to getting home to do a proper pregnancy test, and then unfortunately I came on. Mother Nature was just delayed that month, so I think that was our kind of wake up call to be like, oh, okay, maybe we are wanting to try again, although it's scary. We were both really excited about the thought of me being pregnant, so all those mixture of emotions meant that we were mentally ready to try again. And so yeah, I started tracking my ovulation the following month, and I think it was the month after that we did 1 month where we caught all the highly likely days, and then the following month we tried to catch all the highly likely days again, and we were pregnant. So we were really happy, but also really scared, and it was a whole, again, roller coaster of emotions. But that is pregnancy, I think. I think everyone experiences those sorts of emotions, whether it's your first, whether it's your sixth, and you're a bit like, oh, how am I going to have another one? But pregnancy is a massive gift. It should never be taken for granted. And I feel like the experiences that we had only made that more like heightened. So we have got our beautiful rainbow baby now, which I'm really grateful for. But I also learned in all the research that I did when trying to get pregnant that there's quite a few things that you can do to help, and there's quite a few things that you needn't bother do. So just a couple of those. Obviously the most important one is having sex. So the more sex you have, the more likely you are to catch. But it doesn't necessarily mean do it 10 times on one day when you're highly likely to get pregnant, because then the sperm isn't going to be as, like, what was the word they called it? Hang on. The best time to have sex, from all my research, is between 5 and 7 in the morning. Okay? So, I don't know how awake everybody is at that time, but it was the time when we must have caught, which I'm very, very convinced it was that time, was about midnight. So it is different for everybody, but at the end of the day, the more sex you have, the more likely you are to get pregnant. So living a healthy life, doing exercise regularly, and in general just looking after your body. So less smoking if you smoke, less alcohol if you drink. Doing all those things will help in the long run. Be happy and less stress. The more stress that you put on your body, the more pressure you're going to feel. I definitely felt that the first time round, after we were like not thinking about it anymore. It was just not really happening. And yeah, then once we were looking at the right dates and catching in the right time, that really helped. So there is no best position. Some people say, oh, you have to be in the best position, put your legs in the air afterwards and keep the sperm inside of you for as long as you can, but that's not proven at all. In fact, well, obviously the deeper he goes, the more chance of you getting pregnant, apparently. Obviously I'm not a doctor, I'm not trained in any of this sort of stuff, but all the research that I've done shows you don't necessarily need to hold your legs in the air, lay on your back while you're doing it, and then put your legs in the air for 20 minutes so it stays inside of you, because that's not proven to help. But obviously it's just the more being relaxed and calm. So don't jump straight out of bed and run to the toilet. Just stay calm, stay in bed, relax for a little bit, have some cuddles, release them happy endorphins. These are all said to help. So yeah, as I said, between 5 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. there's a higher sperm concentration, which is why you're more likely to get pregnant early hours, because obviously you're well rested, he's well rested, you're going to have a good time even though you might be a bit tired. Good way to start the day. And then tracking your ovulation days, so the fertile window. So just some notes on that. It's normally the 14th day of your menstruation cycle. So say for example you're doing a standard calendar month and your menstruation cycle aligns with that, your 1 to 5 day of menstruation, so your period, and then day 6 to 10 you're unlikely to get pregnant but you still could. Day 11 to 13 is your most fertile, because that's 11 days after. And then day 14 is your actual ovulation day. 15 to 16 you're still fertile. And then 17 to 28 your fertility will differ from person to person. There's no way to say whether you will catch or not, but again, you're quite unlikely to catch during that time. Sperm can live inside of you for 5 days after sex, which is why your most fertile window is the couple of days prior to your ovulation and your ovulation day, and potentially just a day or so after ovulation. So if you're looking to get pregnant, those are the things that I did, and I tracked my ovulation, and I found that with both pregnancies it was only when I started to track the correct days to be trying for a baby that they actually did catch. So obviously it doesn't work for everyone, and a lot of people, they do have to go down other forms of methods to get pregnant, like IVF and things like that, but obviously I can't comment on any of those because they're not my personal experience. So please bear in mind, all of my videos, I'm no professional whatsoever. I just did a lot of research, and that's basically why I'm sharing my personal experience on what I did, what I found helpful, and what worked for me. So I do want to say I'm really sorry if these haven't worked for you, because obviously everybody is different, every single pregnancy is different, nothing is going to work for everyone on like a flat rate. And at the same time as saying that, the same thing might work for you on your first pregnancy and then not work for you later on in other pregnancies. So there's no blueprint or anything in this sort of area, but you can only go off what other people have found that has worked for them and try it out. That's exactly what I did, and I found that finding people on YouTube who I could relate to really did make a massive difference. So I hope I've helped somebody with my video today, even if it's just knowing a little bit more about me and what worked. That sounds great to me. So I hope you've enjoyed my video. I will be doing some more, and they will only get more and more helpful in time, but my first few videos are going to be on the first part of my pregnancy journey. Okay, so have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye.